All right, so here we are. I gathered all the ingredients together. I am a visual person, so when I'm watching videos or watching tutorials, this helps me a lot. So I've gathered all the materials together, so I'm going to show you what you're going to need. You're going to need an egg, you're going to need some pink salt, baking soda, ground ginger, ground cinnamon, dark brown sugar, butter, flour. It calls for canola oil, but we use olive oil in our house, so there's olive oil. You're going to need some baking vanilla and some molasses. So I'm going to put all this together and show you, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here are all the miscellaneous ingredients, I guess all the extras. I could not find a gingerbread man cookie cutter today, so I just went with the gingerbread house. So that'll be fun. And having said that, I'm probably going to use my sprinkles, maybe some food coloring, maybe some of these cute little, these little light bulbs. Maybe put some light bulbs on my gingerbread house. You're going to need some dark chocolate for some icing, for some outlining on your house or your gingerbread man. And then you're going to need some white chocolate, and you're going to need some parchment paper and a roller when you rolling out the cookies. So I prefer Ghirardelli. That's the chocolate that I typically get just because I like the way it melts and I like the taste. So we'll see. I'm excited to decorate these cute little gingerbread houses and see how they turn out. So here we go. So the first thing you're going to do is brown your butter. I've never browned butter, but it seems pretty easy. This recipe calls for 1.5 sticks of salted butter. I've got it in there. It says medium. It says low to medium heat. So it says to leave this in here until it completely boils. You want it to be a golden brown color. So I will stir this until a golden brown color. Then you're going to take it out of here and you're going to put it in a like heat safe bowl, something that can handle the heat, and you're going to let it sit for about 15 minutes before we start adding all the other ingredients. All right, so it's starting to get brown. You want it to get to a chestnut brown color. You can see it's changing. So you want to just let it boil. There you can see the brown in there. And so once it gets to a chestnut color, I'm trying to see if it's ready. Yeah, it looks pretty ready. And it smells so good. So once it gets to that brown color, I was going to see if it was going to change anymore. Then I am actually just going to pour it in here. This is the bowl I'm going to be using anyway, so we're just going to pour it in there. Oh, there comes some brown. There it goes. So I think it's ready. So I'm going to turn this off and transfer it, and then I'm going to let it sit in the bowl for about 15 minutes, it says. So let's transfer this butter. I want you guys to see the color of this. Let me swirl it around. It turns out to be a dark brown color. And there's going to be little bits, if y'all can see that. There's going to be little bits that have cooked in the bottom of the pan, and that's fine. Just let them stay in here and let this sit here for about 15 minutes until it cools down, and then we're going to add, all of our other ingredients. All right, so here are all the dry ingredients, and here are all the wet ingredients. So we have our butter in there, 1.5 sticks. We're going to add the brown sugar and mix it completely. Then we're going to add 1 egg, molasses, oil, and vanilla. We're going to add all the wet ingredients together, and then we're going to add all the dry ingredients. And we're going to add all the wet ingredients. Egg, molasses, whoa. Stuff is thick. Oil. And vanilla. And we're gonna blend all of this together. And this is the color that it is when you're done. It actually looks just like a gingerbread cookie. There you go. So now we're going to add nutmeg, cinnamon, baking powder. I'm trying to think, baking soda? I think it's baking powder, salt, and our flour. Let's see. There's nutmeg. I keep saying nutmeg, it's ginger. It's ginger. I don't know what I said a minute ago, but it is ginger. So this is cinnamon and ginger. Baking powder, baking soda, salt. Got that? And then I will add slowly. You don't want to add it all in at one time. I'm just going to add a little bit of the flour, mix it up, and then slowly in little sections add in more flour. So I rolled the dough out to about 1/4 of an inch high. I'm going to pull this back, and then I'm going to make all my cuts. Make sure it goes all the way through. We're going to see how many of these we can do. And then I'm actually going to transfer this piece of parchment paper onto my cooking sheet, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes so it can set. Then I will take the little houses off, transfer them onto a cookie sheet so they can bake. So we got them out of the refrigerator. I left them in for about 10 minutes just to let them kind of get solid, I guess. They're pretty fragile, I will say. They break apart pretty easy. I think you can see right there, I kind of tore one right there. I thought that was another one. But so then I'm taking them, I'm just using my spatula, and I'm just taking them off this pan, and I'm going to put them in the oven for only about 5 minutes. So 350 degrees for about 5 minutes, and then immediately take them off the pan, and I'll put them on the cooling racks. So they are out. They've been cooling for about another 5 minutes. I only put them in there for 5 minutes. I set the timer, took them out immediately. They were still kind of fragile, but they're really good, I will say. This is the one that looks a little thicker, so maybe I'm making them too thin. But they're definitely a different color, but they taste exactly the same. So I want to get some icing on these and see how they taste, but I'm happy with them. Okay, now we have our cookies completely cooled. I melted the chocolate. Let me show y'all. I melted the chocolate just in a baggie, and then I cut a small tip on the end. So we'll see if I can do this with one hand while recording. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Tried doing this a minute ago. This chocolate dries so quick. So I wanted to just put like some snow on here. Just a little bit. And this chocolate dries very quick, which is good. But you have to be pretty quick. And then we'll dust them off. And put them over here. This one got a little wonky, but that's okay. So there's step one of the icing. And this, my friend, is the finished project. This was a lot of fun. So I have made some for my friends today. I'm getting together with 5 of my really special friends, and so I made one with each of their initials on them, and then I just kind of got crazy with some other decorations. But this was a lot of fun. This was my inspiration. Right here, the Disneyland one. I am going to look for this particular cutter on Amazon, see if I can find it, and then I'll make these again. But these turned out amazing. I have a few more over here that aren't as decorated, but they still taste delicious. So there you go, my friends. Highly recommend this recipe. To me, it was a perfect cookie if you leave it in the oven for only 4 minutes. Don't go over 4 minutes. And then just immediately take it off and let it cool. So this was a lot of fun. But there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. See y'all next time. Bye.